Well, this is a tough one to swallow. The Cubs looked like they had a whole bunch of momentum, or maybe just a little bit of momentum late in the ball game, and either way, it all went by the wayside. When you have runners in scoring position and men on the bags, you have to drive them in. The Rockies, they knew that, and they took it to heart in front of their home crowd. A 3-2 W makes it a series win for Colorado. That makes it 10 series straight winless for Craig Counsell and these Chicago Cubs. That's the first time it's happened in a single season in 26 years. 2000, the last time that went down, and I can see that pause as you close your eyes and think about what's coming next. But either way, the show is on the road. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Cole Wright, Ryan Sweeney, both of us extremely disappointed the way that this one shook out. It looked as if they may have been able to build up some steam for a comeback, but in the end, it's the same old squad right now that we've been talking about these last few games.
Well, the same look that was just on my face was on Palencia's face after he walked off the field. You could tell, I mean, he hasn't been in a save situation since May 14th, so he's coming in, 2-2 score here. You see Johnston leading off with the walk, and it just seemed like Palencia was off a little bit tonight. Little erratic with the fastball and then leaving balls out over the middle of the plate. But then, I mean, credit to the Rockies. They came in and the two last hitters, the 8 and 9 hole hitters, were 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. They brought in 2 pinch hitters, and we saw what ended up happening with Thompson getting the walk-off.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look at Sterling Thompson, the first career walk-off right there, and you had Sullivan 0-2 and Palencia right there just to surrender this loss, and it to be by just one run. It's not as if he gave up a home run. It's not as if he gave up a rip-roaring contact, just grabbing some outfield grass, and that just seems to be another link in the chain of how these Cubs have lost ball games.
Well, and you feel like when Sullivan came in and tried to get the bunt down twice and you get him 0-2, that you had a good chance to get out of that inning if you get him out. And he just put together a very good at-bat. Took some tough pitches, fouled off a lot of balls, hit a hard one down the line, and then ended up hitting the blooper right in, well, I guess it wasn't really a blooper. I would be interested to see if, I didn't see where Seiya was playing. I think he was kind of playing in the gap, but wondering if they were playing no doubles there. But that was a huge read by the runner at first base to know that he wasn't going to catch that, to get runners at first and third with nobody out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at it right here.
That ball driven, Pete playing deep.
I mean, Seiya's playing deep
and over. However, we heard JD on the telecast. He said if he had a chance to redo that, you think that he would sell out and try to make that play as fast as PCA is. He could have been right there behind him on the backup.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, Johnston in there at first, being able to read that ball and get there. I mean, getting in scoring position with less than 2 outs. I had nobody out, in fact. But yeah, I mean, you wonder what would have happened if Seiya would have left his feet and tried to get that ball. I mean, at least you try to catch it and keep it in front of you. Just an overall tough situation. I mean, there's, like you said, it's almost like you're at a loss for words to see how these games are playing out when you have a 2-run lead and then you give it up by the 2-run homer and then you come back and then you lose it again. So it's one of those things where, there wasn't a lot of runs, wasn't a lot of hits tonight. Both starting pitchers ended up, and we talked about how bad Lorenzen was coming into this game, and he just seemed to put it where the Cubs could not drive it.
He looked like prime Mike Hampton.
Exactly, and it really was until PCA hit that triple, and then Big Mo hit the ground ball to drive him in. I mean, that was the only run that Lorenzen gave up because he only pitched 5 innings.
Yeah, 24th loss of the season, scoring 3 or fewer runs. This offensive output, it cannot continue moving forward. So let's at least try to brighten up the mood just a taste. We're going GMC Professional Grade Plays, presented by your Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland GMC dealers. Ian Happ seeing the ball well, and that was that glimmer of hope that everyone was looking for. It's like, oh, okay. And now it's back to an even ball game. It's just a chance to reset, but the fellas just not able to climb out of that hole.
Yeah, he got that little cutter in, and we've seen it the last 2 nights with Bush last night and then Happ tonight. They've been getting that solo home run, but it seems like when runners are in scoring position, you talked about it again tonight, 0 for 4 and 6 runners left on base. I mean, you have to be able to drive guys in when it's a big critical situation.
And this is crazy. You take a look at Ian Happ and the power numbers so far this year. He's on track for 35 home runs. Career bests, .225. These power numbers for Happer are certainly starting to filter in, and you would like to see more of those numbers continue on the upward trajectory along with the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and he seems to come up big in big situations. We know how he was in that Pittsburgh series where he single-handedly, he was, but those were 2-run homers, 3-run homers. You see here, I mean, this is a big home run to tie the game.
You got to get dudes on base.
But you got to get guys on base. I know he was leading off that inning, but it's one of those situations where, man, it's just, we saw it again tonight, and you can almost, say it till you're red in the face with the runners in scoring position, but something has got to change when you get, even a sac fly, something that to drive somebody in.
Like, what does Cliff always say? He says, just a lousy fly ball, man. Like, you say it's lousy, but sometimes those lousy fly balls, they will plate runs. And we saw it in the 8th inning. The fellas, they had a chance to strike. And if there's anyone who's living rent-free in their own dome right now, it has to be this dude, number 3, Alex Bregman.
Yeah, right here, he had 2 outs, but this is one of those situations where it's a critical turning point in the game where you're up 1-0 right here. You have a chance to add on. And he puts together a solid at-bat, takes some pitches. Griswold was going back and he was kind of erratic, had a couple walks, got a base hit, and then just gets jammed on a fastball at 96 miles an hour in a 3-2 count right here, and you can see the frustration on his face.
Yeah, Alex Bregman, it's not as if he's trying to swing his way out of this slump or whatever folks will call it, but either way, with runners in scoring position, he knows how much better he needs to be, and he